Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and today we just got parts in the mail for this 1755. So we're going to go ahead and start putting the hydraulic lines on and stuff so that we can put the oil back in and try it out and see if we can figure out why it's been blowing that other loop line all the time. So here's what we acquired, and this is an updated version. It came with both fittings. It should replace this style here that's just uses like compression fittings. So we'll see about getting that in there. And I also got one of these fittings that will replace the compression fitting style, just like I did on my 1855, the line that feeds the remotes and the 3-point hitch. So that's what we're gonna do. I guess we'll start with this one because it was kind of a trick to get in there. So here we go. Oh, this is a real trick. How are we going to get in here to do this? I guess we're going to take this out of the way first. And we'll deal with that later. We'll figure out how to get it where it needs to go. And we need to put that fitting in down there first. I guess we'll have to just sit on the ground again so we can see what we're doing. Probably would be a good idea to find out what size this is first before I wander under there. Come on. Come on, buddy. I'm trying to get you into the camera so you can see it, but it is quite the ordeal to get in here. And putting this on is going to be just as much fun as it was taking it off. Half a turn at a time, I suppose. Maybe. It's gonna be a trick. Come on. Got a long way to go, it seems like. Maybe just no good way to get in there. Come on. Ouch. That's like the 4th time I've gotten stabbed by this other hose. That is definitely going to get replaced because I'm over it. Now perhaps we can work. Now that we've gotten our stabbing out of the way. There we go. Can we get it? There we go. Now we're making some progress. We just have to figure out how to hold our mouth right, I guess. Oh boy, come on. Oh, it turned in there now. No. It's gonna fight us. It's gonna fight us the whole way. But it's okay, because this is what was leaking, so we need to fix it. Turn it a little with that. And then what? We can't turn it any more than just a little. Takes 3 sides of the wrench to do it. Both sides of that, the offset side, and then back to the regular side. Oh, this is a pain. Just not a lot of room. If I'd have taken it off the tractor, yeah, it would have been. If I would have taken more fittings loose, yeah. But I really don't want to do that if I don't have to, because the more stuff you touch is the more chance for leaks. And we're not even really, well, we are fixing something that needs to be fixed, but we're not to the problem that it's here for. It's been blowing this other line, so we need to get it where it's not leaking enough that we can test that. Come on. Feels like it's tightening down. Now we're getting there. I think this will be the pull that's tight. Yep. Okay. Part 1 is done there. Now, I'm not exactly sure with the setup they gave me how this is going to go. It's supposed to be 45 degrees. But I don't know about the clocking on this. It seems like it's clocked strangely. Boy, that's almost impossible too, to get my hand in just to get that started on there. Well, that's going to start on there, but I'm not exactly sure about this other fitting. It's 90 degrees, and if we look at our stuff here, to me, are they wanting you to go this way? Or like this, out here? I would almost think that you could have made it where this was a straight fitting, and then just bring that down around here. Maybe it will become more obvious once I put this fitting in. Maybe there's only one certain way it'll work. Something is just not quite like I'd like it. And I am not sure. That would make sense, I guess, there. So, let's do that. Let's turn it one more go around. That's going to be too many go rounds. Okay, stop. We got to go this way. I'm going to turn this nut in. And we're going to put this. It's going to curve like this. You can't see what I'm doing. Excellent. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm thinking this. So it's going to happen. But it's going to do this number here. But I'm telling you what, that hose is a stiff piece of rubber right there. Is that starting correctly? Everybody nod your head if it is. I can't see. I'm too far down. I think it is. This is an interesting arrangement I didn't quite anticipate. I don't know if I really like the look of it, but it's not about looks, it's about function, I suppose. I just kind of think a guy could have almost got it, like I said, a 90 degree on this into a straight fitting. It just seems strange. Well, that seems tight. Now, do we have a wrench here big enough for this? I bet we do not. Okay, we got that in there. That looks much more better. I don't think it'll leak now. So the next order of business is going to be this lower fitting. We need to get that out of there. And we've got this to go into it. And then we have this 90 degree piece. And then that'll hook onto his existing hose that he has. And so that looks like a new hose, so we're not wasting any money there. But this will be a much better setup. If it was mine, I guess I would probably do the same thing I'm doing now, but whenever it came time to replace this line, I would probably just put a 90 right on it and eliminate this extra elbow. But for now, to use what he's got, that's what we're gonna do. Now, if I remember, this was a pain and it was not working right. When I went to get this out the other day, I had all kinds of trouble. So this is 1 1/8". I'm tempted to, that's pretty close though. I can't get a box end slipped on it. I can take this line out of the way, I suppose. Yep. I may even pull this all apart just to see what kind of shape it's in, because you know that could be part of our trouble too. It might have some trash in it or whatever. I think I'm going to do all of that before reassembly, but I'd like to get this fitting out first and swap it over. And can I get it in there? Come on. Yeah, that should work. Nope. Don't think I did. I think I just slipped off. See, because it wants to vibrate off of there every time. I think I was on the right track, taking this out of my way. And then what we'll do is we'll get our wrench down where we can put our foot on it. And maybe we can push it loose without that big jolt from the hammer. Okay, that's out of the way. I'll put this on here. Can we do this? Maybe if we were athletic, we could, but we are not. We are obese. So, this may not be possible. Okay. That's where we want it. Ah, there we go. Fatness, engage. There we go. Okay, now we'll put in this adapter fitting.
With a little bit of help from an adapter kit, had that engine running just like a song.
It's going. We're doing it. Okay, now we will put this on. And then we will work this around to where this is back where it needs to be. And I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to do that. Probably like that. And watch it be just too short. Wouldn't that be funny? Not for this guy, but maybe for you, the studio audience. See, this is the right size, is it not? Yes, okay. Time to crawl back down to the ground so I can see what's going on. Okay. Come on, fatso. Let's go. Oh. Man. Talk about hard work. There. There. It's just a matter of routing here. I think I can get enough hose if I just try hard enough. Okay. I'll tighten this one up. Okay, it's coming together nicely. I like how I can't fit. All right. Let's do some dissection here, just to see what's what. I wish the sun would go behind the clouds or behind the trees, because it is cooking me right here. Aw. Well, that's not good. There we go. Maybe we might have just found something. I've got metal pieces in here, and that is no good. I got a broken shim. Okay, so in here I did find that one of these little shim washers here on this plunger is broken. You can see it's mashed all on the end of the spring. And I found the other piece to it, and I'm just wondering if that little piece didn't float around in there and cause some trouble at certain times. Maybe it would kind of float in there, and then all at once it would hold something open and then let too much pressure, or maybe block off a passage and cause heat, and that would make the hose blow. Either way, I should probably read up and see how much each shim adds to it, just to be sure of what's what. But that is something that's not supposed to be. I don't know that I could say that that is what's causing the problem 100%, but it's definitely something that's not supposed to be there like that. Okay, it's the next day. We got a new filter. We'll put that in, then we'll put oil in, and then we will give it a go. See what we got. I got some good clean oil, so we'll double check then and see if we have any leaks. I kind of sprayed everything down to make sure it was dry ahead of time. And we should, in theory, be in good shape. Oh, we need to, I was going to take this out and make sure it was clean too, so I need to do that. But we'll slap the filter in here, and then I'll go get a magnet to pull that out of there. Oh, yeah. Okay, in case I didn't record it earlier, when I took this apart last night on this pressure valve, in the relief valve, I found that there was a broken shim, and I dropped one piece of it naturally, but here's the chunk that came out first. And I am thinking that that may have possibly been the reason for this problem when it kept blowing that line, because I think maybe that little piece traveled in there and was restricting the oil or causing it to build heat or something at different times when it wasn't supposed to. So that is one possibility. I don't know that that is the only problem, but it certainly is not supposed to be that way. So we're going to put that side back in. I took it apart so that you could see what it looked like, but basically you have this plunger and a spring, and then in the end of that you got your shims on here, and then you have a steel ball that goes in that cup, and then there's a seat down in there. So that goes back in, and then this is the low pressure circuit, and I can show you what it has in it if I ever get it out of there. There we go. It has a big spring, and then we gotta get our magnet here. I should probably put it back together and then take the next one out, because I might drop pieces. But there we go. There's our spool for our low pressure circuit. That's got some marking on it, but nothing looks broken on this. But what this is, this side of it steps the pressure down, obviously, for things that don't need the full hydraulic pump pressure. So your PTO valve and brakes, I think, are the two things that are on that circuit, because they don't need full hydraulic pressure. So anyway, I figured while we had all the oil out, we might as well take it apart and make sure that everything's clean and there's no problems. So that's what we're doing. We will probably be pulling this one back apart again, because I did not put another shim on that. So we may have to check what kind of pressure we have, and then go ahead and put one back on, because it may be important. We may have lost, I don't know how much each of those shims is worth. I think I did film that earlier and said that. I have to look that up and see. But I got the piece of the one that's broken, so we can measure that if need be and see what we got. Get in there. But I just have a feeling that that little piece was traveling and maybe holding it open just a shade. And anytime you've got a valve that's held just a little bit open and oil can seep past it, it generates a lot of heat. So that would make sense why that hose would get too hot and fail. But you know, who knows, it may have other problems. But at least we found something. So we take this loose whilst we're at it. Can we get this loose? Come on. There. Okay, this is actually the priority valve. Okay. All right, now we're back on to finishing this filter change, which I got sidetracked on. I thought it might be easier for you to see what I was doing on that valve without the filter hanging in the way. All right. Get our filter out. Maybe. We'll get our filter out. There we go. That's a milky mess. And it looks like it's got leaves and sticks in it, so that's good, you know. That's typical of things that happen. Gotta get that milkshake off of there. I do not like that. Watery oil. And unfortunately, this will get right back to that again because it sits outside running augers. Auger tractors seem to have that problem. When you leave them stand outside in their open station, there's a lot of places that over time water will creep in. You'd be just about good to throw a bucket over top of the steering wheel or something over top of it so the water can't just run down in. Okay, I'm having a hard time finding places to set stuff because the step that you are mounted to is not it's not level anymore. Ooh, let's clean out the can. So as always, we put the spring in. Then we one-handed open this box because we should have been thinking ahead. And we didn't do that, but you put one rubber thing down there. Then you work and work one-handed because you weren't thinking. And you try to get the plastic off. Put your nice clean filter down in there. Then you put your other rubber piece on. Then you gently screw your filter housing back on. And then you wish you had first cleaned it up, which you didn't do. This is another one that looks like perhaps it should have that top seal replaced, but I didn't get this filter from Agco, and the Napa ones don't come with that, unfortunately. So just going excellently. And I forgot to bring the Allen-headed piece here to, or socket, to tighten that plug back. So gonna have to get that. Remember, just kind of snuggish on these. Don't wrench it down to the point that you start deforming metal, because you won't be happy with the results. It'll probably be fine. It's tight, but not too tight. Alright. Okay, oil time. Oh, what fun. You're going to get to see me put oil in a 55 series tractor again. We've done this how many times in the last 6 months? Quite a few. Now, can I do this without causing a bad problem like I did on mine? Oh. Okay, how are we doing here? Well, we got oil on it. But I think we will let the air out. Okay, we'll go ahead and let the air out, and then we will see if it needs more. We'll start it up. All right, we got oil in it. It's back together. Let's start it up. And I'm gonna have to have two hands because he's got a clutch safety switch he made in this one. And I need to put the battery cable on. Alright. Are you serious? Well, we got a lot of noise in this pump, and we still have leaks here. I don't know what we got. I guess this line is what's leaking now. So I'm gonna have to do something about that because that's not gonna work. If you can see, this line is dripping pretty bad, and it's covered everything down here with oil again. We can try to tighten it, but I would say that it's probably got a crack in it, you know. But everything else seems good. These other lines, like the loop line, and this is just practically ice cold, so it's not generating too much heat now. This one's got a little bit, but we still have some hydraulic issues because I noticed that the PTO is not responsive. If you hold it forward, it will engage and it'll hold, but it takes it a minute. It doesn't just come on like it instantly should. And the same way with the brake, the PTO brake, you push it back to the brake position and it takes it a second, and really it should just be like instant. So we're gonna have to get another line, and then we can continue on our adventure, I guess. But we did improve it because it's obvious that you know, everything else is dry other than right here where it's dripped down and run on everything. So yeah, I'm happy with what we've done so far. We've definitely improved it. It's not pouring oil like it was. There's a drip. That tells me here, well, that might be off of the I want to replace this hose too, I think, because I got to take the oil out again anyway to do that. But I replaced the upper one back when we did that transmission deal, and I don't remember why I didn't get this one, or if I did and it came in wrong or what. I don't remember. But I think I'll go ahead and order that piece of hose because that's not that much, and see what we can do about that line. If you can't get the original, I might have to just have a hose made or something. If we do that, I think we might have the leaks pretty well taken care of on this thing. And hopefully that piece of shim that was in there, hopefully that was our biggest problem with the overheating. So I guess we'll call that the end of this video. As always, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you haven't already, subscribe because that helps me out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.